supposed to work now. Weird that I can see this. Is this normal? Like, yeah, I mean the tag's in back. Yeah, okay. Should I flip it like this for a second? You know what? What's going on, everybody? Man, just had Thanksgiving. That was awesome. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Had some turkey, had some ham if you guys were working. Hopefully you got some when you got home. Listen, we're doing a whole thing. I got some rods laid out here, some combos, some stuff that's, you know, maybe last minute gift ideas. And that's kind of the purpose of this whole thing, is we kind of wanted to give you the ability to run multiple techniques off of 3 of these, and then 2 of them are a little more dialed to maybe if you want to just put one more in the arsenal, you know what I mean? I mean something that's a little more specialized or whatever, but we want to kind of give a variety, okay? So I mean, hopefully you know, hopefully you still got time when this thing comes out. You know, a couple days after Thanksgiving, you guys had some turkey in you, Black Friday, all those deals start. You know, Tackle Warehouse inevitably is going to do some stuff. You know, if you don't want to just get a gift card, maybe, you know, you want to have some stuff. And you know what? If someone gets you this stuff, it's something you can just like add to your arsenal, or you can, you know, maybe you don't have to cut something off and retie, you know, now. So that's kind of where we're going with it. This thing is super hot. I don't know, you guys, see, she knew that already, but, you know, she was just going to, you know, anyway, that's too much for me. So, all right, here we go. First things first, we're going to do a spinning combo. So when you're especially when you first start getting into it, you know, when you first start getting into bass fishing, you want something that's like super versatile, right? You want something, you know, a lot of people don't know how to throw bait casters yet. They haven't been taught that technique or self-taught. So it's a little bit easier to throw a spinning combo. You're going to want something that, especially this time of year, winter, where you can go out and you can do some finesse stuff. And this is the combo. So the first one on the list is my favorite combo. I've had this for a few years now. It's a Champion XP 703 from Dobyns. That's the rod, and it's paired with a Daiwa Ballistic 2500. So I like the size of that reel. Cody tends to like a little bit bigger reel, but you can put plenty of line on this thing. I paired it with 30-pound G-Sole. This is that UGK. I love this stuff. It is super small in diameter and super tough. It's a little bit pricey, but it lasts for a long time. And then I have, you know, generally I'll do like an 8-pound leader. Now this thing is perfect for drop shot, Ned rig. It'll do wacky worm, perfect. So you got your Sinkos covered, you got drop shot covered, you got Ned rig covered. I've thrown, you guys saw the video, if you guys watched the video when we were fishing docks this summer, I was throwing small swim baits, small underspins on this thing, catching all kinds of fish. This thing will literally do it all. I mean, it's a really cool combo this time of year because it gets you into it. If you already have something, then you got less reties. So awesome combo. Love this combo. I've got a bunch of them. But this one is we'll put everything down in the video description just so you guys have an idea of how much this stuff costs. But you can go down to the Fury and they have the exact same 703. Keep that in mind because you're going to save a little over $100 on the rod, okay? And you can cheat a little bit with your sensitivity because you're going to be throwing braid to leader, so that braid's going to be a lot more sensitive. That's one way to kind of, you know, not have to spend a ton of money on a rod if you don't want to. We understand. I mean, everybody, listen. I started off with a $100 combo, $100 combos. That's what I was throwing. I threw them for a long time, so nothing wrong with that. You can get away with it. It's no big deal when you're getting into this whole deal. If you're like us, where we have entirely too much stuff, then that's a different story. Next one, you gotta have a medium heavy. Now, when you get into bait casting, when you get into those setups where you're gonna start throwing different stuff, you have to have, like, the most versatile rod in your arsenal is a medium heavy fast, or in this case, a medium heavy extra fast. The tip, not a huge deal because you can get away with throwing a lot of stuff still, but for this combo, I have an SLX combo. So I have the SLX 7.2 medium heavy fast paired with an SLX reel. Now, if you were to buy both of these at retail with no sales at all, you're going to be in that like $220 range, or maybe like $200 range for the whole thing, which is amazing. This reel is fantastic. This rod, you know I love these rods. I love this rod, generally speaking. I use the SLX rods for my jerkbait stuff, but Tackle Warehouse was having a deal on it. It was buy a rod and get the reel for 50 bucks or vice versa. And so I bought the whole combo for around 150 bucks. Couldn't pass it up. Wanted something. Now, this is the reason. I wanted something to throw some more finessey jigs, something that I like to do this time of year if the bite's real tough and they don't want to come after a bigger setup, throw the finesse jig. Now, I mean, this thing will literally throw anything that you can tie on this, okay? So I'm talking A-rigs, jigs, bigger swim baits. You can throw Texas rig stuff if you wanted to. Carolina rig if you're into that sort of thing. I'm not. But this is a super versatile rod. You can throw bigger swim baits, and I'm talking like you can throw swim baits, right? Glide baits, all that kind of stuff that can be thrown on this rod. Braid to leader if you want, or straight braid. I've got 30-pound braid here. This is going to be Power Pro, but I'm switching most of my stuff over to Sunline. I just haven't got around to doing it on this reel here. 30-pound, so I keep it a little bit more versatile. I'm not thrown into heavy cover and stuff like that. That's one thing you got to think about too, especially the winter time. This thing gets it done. We're talking like you can have 3 or 4 rods on the deck. Or if you're bank fishing, you can have 3 or 4 rods, maybe just bring it down to 2 rods, man. You can throw a lot of stuff. Okay, that brings me to my next one. My next one is one of my favorite rods in existence. Nope, it's not a jerkbait rod. I know it's hard to believe, but it's not. Dobyns Fury, this has a special place in my heart, okay? Because this is one of the first Dobyns rods I ever bought. 705 CB. This thing will throw any bait that you have that's got treble hooks, unless it's a 10-inch swim bait, and then, you know, you're gonna have to probably step up a little bit. But this thing will throw literally anything with treble hooks, and if you're paying attention, this is absolutely not treble hook. This is a shaky head, one of my favorite shaky head rods. Me and Cody both caught a ton of fish at Skinner this year in the summer, early summer, throwing this exact setup, literally. Lews Tournament Pro Reel in a 7 or 8 to 1, depending on what you want. And a Dobyns Fury 705 CB, 30-pound braid with a leader. And this thing gets it done. Now, I run this setup specifically. One of these in the boat is set up just for top water. So I've got braid to leader. It's a mono leader, obviously, so it floats. This is normally my top water rod. And then I have another one. I actually have 2, maybe 3. One I use for all like little crankbaits. I'll throw little spinner baits. Now let me just read it, okay? This is 705 CB, medium heavy, moderate fast. So it's a little parabolic, right? Meaning that it bends a little bit farther down in the rod, okay? Nice thing about that is with treble hooks, you don't have to, you're not doing that, Cody calls it the ESPN hook set, right? You don't have to do that, just lean into it or start reeling. Now, let me just read this. This is where Dobyns messed up. That's all right. I still love them. Crankbaits, jerk baits. No. Sammy's, that's top water. Lipless rattle baits or lipless crankbaits, however you want to prefer to say it. LV500, also lipless crankbait, the lipless crankbait for some people. And a Stacy 90, which is also a jerkbait. Listen, I am never going to throw a jerkbait on this rod, okay? Ever in my entire life. I'm never going to do it. But I have another rod for that. In any case, 129 bucks roughly for the Fury line of rods. Another couple hundred for the reel, unless you can find a deal or a sale. And but I mean, put whatever reel you want on it, man. I mean, the SLX reels are phenomenal. Lews has some lower price reels that are phenomenal. The KVD stuff's like in the 150 range. Haven't had a chance to check those out yet, but at some point we will. I was a huge Quantum fan back in the day when those reels were built out of metal. So that kind of like breaks down, like those are the three rods. Those are the three rods that if you wanted to like really do some damage and never have to worry about, am I missing one? Am I missing a technique? Like those are the three rods you could make work. And yeah, I'm saying you could probably make a jerkbait work on this rod. One of these days, someone's going to challenge me to do that and I'm going to have to do it. So I'll get back to you on that. But those are the top three combos, in my opinion, that are going to get you fishing most every technique that you want to fish, especially this time of year. Okay, especially this time of year. The last two rod and reel combos I'm going to talk about are a little more specialized. So if you already have those combos or a version of those combos, maybe you want to have a specific crankbait rod for like 6XDs or some of the bigger stuff, right? Or maybe you want a jerkbait rod. Or in my case, 4. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, first one I'm going to talk about is the Dobyns Champion XP 765 CB glass rod. Now, the nice thing about glass rods is, I mean, this is a 7.5 foot rod, right? You can launch this bait into Pluto, okay? This thing is crazy. Now, I paired it up with a Shimano XT, the SLX XT. It's 7-1, 7-2. It's the HG series, so it's 7-2. I have 12-pound fluorocarbon, FC Sniper. Whoop. That's all I ever run. You can get a lot more line on this because it's just got a bigger spool. It's a little bit beefier. It's a little bit heavier, a little bit, not heavier, but a little bit bigger than a normal SLX reel. Just bigger. It's got some different stuff. Yeah, I dig it. I love it paired with this rod because you can throw these things a country mile. And this is my crankbait rod that I throw like a lot of the deeper cranks on. The Riveter C tactical crank, the 6XDs, the Strike King 20.5 and 25.5s, you know, even the 17.5. Like, I throw the bigger crankbaits on this thing, and you can crank them all day and you're not going to get fatigued. So the bigger the rod, the more this thing bends, the farther you can get it out there, and the less issues you're going to have at the end of the day, just like your arms falling off, you know. That being said, I have a brand new hybrid hunter on this, which is absolutely not a deep crankbait. I love throwing this rod so much that any excuse I can get to throw a crankbait on it, I do. So they go all the way up to 8 foot, and they all go all the way down to 7 foot in that line. And so it kind of gives you some versatility if you wanted to get a smaller rod for some smaller baits and stuff like that. No problem. I'm going to get a couple more. I really dig the action. I love the fact that when you connect with a fish, that thing just stays connected. It does not, it doesn't matter if it comes out of the water or not. This thing has so much, you're utilizing the rod so much that you really don't have to fight the fish. You're letting the fish fight itself, which is amazing. Now, crankbaits, spinnerbaits. I would agree with those two. Jerkbaits, you have bumped your head. You have bumped your head. Not doing that. I'm not doing that, and I'll tell you why. If you try and get this thing, like, I don't know if you can see this. No, it's not happening. That's too whippy. That's right, I said whippy. That's a word. I love using that word whippy when it comes to bass fishing. I don't know why. Not using that for jerk baits. The reason I'm not using that for jerk baits is, well, the aforementioned 4 or 5 rods combos that I have here. This last one, I'm going to speak, and I'm telling you right now, the only thing I throw on this is a jerk bait. That's it, period. Mostly. Sometimes I throw a lipless crankbait. It's a terrific rod for that too. I'll tell you why. This is the Shimano Intenza, okay? Now, Shimano, in their lines, have developed this rod and all their other rods, for the most part, that are super popular, all the way through, all the way up to the Zodius and the X Pride, which I have those as well, all the way down to the SLX, the brand new Corrado, all those lines, the whole lineup. They have a 610 medium or medium heavy, fast or extra fast. This one right here, 610 medium heavy extra fast. It's super light. I love the wind style grips. That's huge when you're out there all day. The SLX has foam grips, and I'll be honest with you, I wore them out, but I keep on trucking because, you know, it is what it is. And I have it paired up with another Tournament Pro by Lews 12-pound fluorocarbon, as always. And I love it. It throws at a country mile. It is super, super light, which is just amazing. When you're throwing this all day, like you guys watched the video last week, we're at Skinner crushing it, caught 66, 67 fish, something like that, plus Cappy and back, caught another 40 or 50. It was an over 100 fish day. I threw this damn near all day. So it's just one of those combos, man. I have a hard time putting it down. Now, I have this in the X Pride, I have this in the Zodius, I have it in this, and I have it in SLX. And I'll be honest with you, I go to the Intenza more than I go to the Zodius or the X Pride. I don't know why. I have an addiction. I don't know. I really just like the feel of this setup. I like the balance. It might be the reel. I don't know. Now, 2 more things, and then I'm going to let you all go because it's already. I can already tell this video is getting out of hand, you know. But I like to talk. I'm going to give you some line. Again, I mentioned it before. I want to make sure you guys know UGK G-Sole. This is the X8. You can get it Tackle Warehouse. You can get it pretty much anywhere. If they have it in stock, it's about 35 bucks for a little 200 meter, because we're in Japan here, 200 meter. We're on the metric system, okay? The United States is the only system that went standard. I don't know. You know what? That's a whole different deal. So, 200 meters, less than 200 yards. In case you guys want something to translate, I'm not going to do that for you. And then FC Sniper, 12-pound fluorocarbon. I am literally, you can see all this stuff in back of me, right? I got Invisex, I got Power Pro, I got Suffix, I got all this crap, and then I got the big stuff for saltwater stuff, which I don't mess with a whole lot. But out of all of it, Sunline. And I'm getting rid of all the Power Pro stuff if I'm going with anything bigger. This is good, like 30 pound. This is good for my spinning stuff. I'm not going to put it on any of my casting stuff, and that's for a different video, but I'm going to switch almost all over to X Plasma. And that's just personal choice. Cody's been running it for a little over a year now. He loves it. I know I miss stuff because I like grabbed stuff that I liked, hoping you guys would like it. Why not? You know, I mean, hey, we do what we do, just cause. Big things are coming, folks. Starting in December 1st, which is what? 1, 2, 3, 4 days from now. Or 4 days from now. People do that, are those people psychotic? If they like, hey, how many? Party of 4, and you go like this. 4 days from now, 4 days, we start doing 2 videos a week. We are getting you guys ready for this winter bite. We're getting you ready for some extra gift ideas, be looking for, check this out, be looking for videos coming up on our Christmas list. What we want and why we want it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to smash that like button or just hit it gently. I don't want you guys to hurt anything. We really appreciate all the love we're getting, all the comments. You can put one down below on anything I missed or any questions that you guys might have. Me or Cody will get back to you, we promise. We love you guys. Take care. Have a fantastic holiday season. Merry Christmas. I'm going to be saying that a bunch. See you guys later.